Men shouldn't be afraid of loneliness. We are all human, and we all fear something. But more often than not, we're afraid of nonsense. While the things that are truly terrifying can go unnoticed, we might fear not getting a state-funded education, fear getting fired from our job, fear not managing to start a family, or not being able to have a child, fear being misunderstood or judged by society, and of course, fear loneliness. Loneliness seems to people like the ultimate evil, the most dreadful thing that could happen in their seemingly meaningless lives. But people don't realize that this fear of loneliness has been shamelessly and unrelentingly imposed on us by the very society we're all stuck in, whether we like it or not. Today, in our modern world, men and women have long been moving toward equality. Whether that's good or bad is a separate topic entirely. But that's not what I want to talk about right now. Most people complain about their fate without understanding the most important thing. The fear of loneliness is something society has imposed on us. In the past, people formed groups, packs, in order to survive. If someone broke away from the group or was cast out, their chances of survival were slim. But now it's the 21st century, and the world has changed dramatically. Still, these old beliefs are deeply ingrained in our minds, buried somewhere in the subconscious. That being alone is bad, that if you're alone, something must be wrong with you, and so on. That's how most people might think. But in reality, who cares what other people think? The truth is, they don't really care about you. They'll gossip for a bit and then forget. One of the biggest and most damaging mistakes is trying to conform to others' opinions, sacrificing your own interests and plans, just to match the version of you they want to see. Of course, the perception of loneliness is different for men and women, due to a wide range of biological, physiological, instinctive, and evolutionary factors. In this video, I'll be talking specifically about male loneliness, with a focus on the male experience, because the female perspective is a completely different story. For most women, loneliness is still a negative state, not necessarily critical, but definitely significant, largely because of the way their brains develop biologically. That said, it's also true that among women, there are many remarkable, even outstanding individuals who are able to move forward, grow, and make the world a better place. To create, to produce some kind of intellectual output, to discover new horizons. Some women are certainly capable of that. But those are exceptions. Men, by their very nature, are generally more inclined toward such things. Just like in ancient times, most women have always tended to seek out a man who could fully provide for their offspring. And often, it doesn't even matter whether the child is his or not. The point is, responsibility is frequently placed on him by default. That's why for the average woman, a solitary life may not be terrifying exactly, but at the very least, it's undesirable and far from carefree. Add to that their natural emotionality, which can often turn into nervousness or irritability, especially with age. In short, I don't have much interest in digging into the female psyche. Anything could be going on in there. Women change their minds all the time, so let them figure things out with their all-knowing lady psychologists. There's nothing I can really do to help with that side of things. But when it comes to men, thankfully, loneliness tends to be much less of a problem. A man, by nature, is a strategist, a thinker. He plans his life with goals in mind, or at the very least, it comes more naturally to him. I don't see anything frightening about being alone, especially if you've already been through 2 marriages, or 1 long one. And then you hit your 40s, maybe even 60, and got divorced. There's nothing wrong with continuing your life in solitude, for your own benefit. Because now, no one is manipulating you. No one's telling you how to live, what to do, or pushing viewpoints you don't agree with. No one is creating a toxic atmosphere. No one's nagging or applying psychological pressure. And that's just the beginning. The list could go on and on. In essence, loneliness is freedom, a refusal to conform to imposed stereotypes, a chance to keep moving toward the path your soul truly wants to follow. A free man in today's world can now choose for himself whether he wants to go watch football, build that sauna he's always dreamed of, decide who he wants to spend time with and who he doesn't. He also gets to decide whether to hire a professional for certain needs or pursue relationships with women. He can do all of this, unlike the so-called real men who, in my observation, constantly hide at work, begging for extra hours for pennies, just so they don't have to go home. Why? Because their wife is waiting there, ready to drill into their brain, complain, nag, and so on. But of course, these men proudly wear the title of real man, without having any idea what it means, or what purpose it serves. What matters most, it seems, is to be a proper servant of female desires, a man with no firm opinion of his own, forever afraid of losing a woman who doesn't respect him and who stays with him out of convenience. Nothing more. In many such relationships, love may have long since disappeared. Loneliness is just an empty word, and everything associated with it is used to scare and confuse those who are naive and unprepared. We come into this world alone, and we leave it alone too, taking nothing with us. No money, no gold, no latest model iPhone. In truth, we live alone as well. It's just that the society around us creates an illusion, a mirage, a deception that we choose to believe in. And often we carry that belief with us for our entire lives. In the end, loneliness is not a curse, but a mirror, revealing who we are without noise, expectation, or illusion. For the man who dares to face it, solitude becomes strength, not suffering. It's in this quiet space that freedom begins. The freedom to think, to choose, and to truly live on your own terms.